welcome back to Sunrise on the Hill. The White House is pressing pause on its public tours. It's due to the construction of this, Donald Trump's new $200 million ballroom. That construction is set to begin in the next few weeks. You see, there's going to be a lot of work to get done. These are artist renderings of what the newest addition to the White House could look like.
Joining us now, the Hill's In the Know columnist Judy Kurtz, who has her finger on the pulse of politics and entertainment. Hiya, Judy.
Good morning.
So this whole thing about the pause on public tours, what's it actually about?
Well, what's it about? It's about this new ballroom, which is, as you mentioned, $200 million ballroom, 90,000 square feet, huge addition to the White House, and they're set to begin construction in September, so just in a few weeks, and now that's going to be affecting the public tours at the White House, which we're just learning. 10,000 people, as many as 10,000, go through the White House on these tours each week, so that's a lot of people potentially affected by the pause on the tours for the next few weeks.
And these are people who have to plan ahead to do this. You can't just show up at the White House and say, I'm here for my tour.
You can't just show up. You have to request tickets through your congressional office, and they usually work about a month out. So if you want to go in September, you have to be requesting right now. So yeah, a lot of out-of-town visitors. I'm sure we've all had folks who want to go visit the White House, and you know, you need to book ahead of time. So this is going to affect a lot of people.
But there haven't been any cancellations, right? It's just kind of future visits.
The White House is quick to point out that there have been zero cancellations in their words, but it's a little bit of you know, playing with the language here. They're pausing tours, so there's no tours being scheduled. There's nothing to cancel, but they have not turned anyone away. Anyone who had tickets previously was able to attend those tours, which are given Tuesdays through Saturdays, but they're not scheduling any tours for the foreseeable future until they get this construction underway and know where those tour groups can go in the White House without, you know, being a hazard to the tourists visiting.
We have a statement from the White House, I believe, that we can play. This is from the First Lady's office. The White House tour route has evolved over presidencies, and we look forward to near-term updates about the new state ballroom. The President and First Lady remain committed to continuing the tradition of public access to the People's House in the present and for the future. We know the President expects this ballroom to be done by the time he leaves office, but does that give us any indication about how long construction is going to take and thus how long these tours are going to be paused?
Yeah, we haven't heard much as far as a timeline at this point. As you mentioned, it's going to be done by 2029 when President Trump is expected to leave the White House. But we don't know the timing of exactly what is going to be done and when. I've heard from White House officials that they're really working to minimize the extent of this disruption to the public tour route. They really want to keep it under a month, but TBD in terms of whether that is the case as far as the length of time that we'll be seeing these tours paused.
We know construction always takes longer than we anticipate, right? I suspect the same thing might be true for this. Who knows? I guess one of the real big questions is who pays for this? The president suggested, you know, it's something else he's paying for, but clearly that's not the case.
Yeah, the White House hasn't been completely clear about where the donations are coming from for this $200 million project. They've said that Patriot donors, in their words, are contributing to the addition of this ballroom. President Trump has said that he is contributing to the ballroom that he's envisioned for years. This has been a project that he's really wanted to do with the White House as far back as his first term. Even before that, when President Obama was in office, he floated the idea of paying for a ballroom addition. The Obama administration said thanks, but no thanks to that one. Now in his second term, President Trump is getting his legacy project, as he's called it.
If I remember correctly, he wasn't very impressed with the White House the first time around.
Yeah, he said that he's always had kind of an issue with the lack of a ballroom space. The East Room, where the social events are typically held, these state dinners are typically held, holds a lot of people, but not maybe a Trump-sized event.
Gotcha.
He also took issue with the Rose Garden. You have to walk through the Rose Garden and with women in their heels going into the grass. So he wanted to minimize the steps the ladies would have to take to get to these state dinners and events and a beautiful ballroom.
Thanks,
All right.
Judy.
Judy Kurtz, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks.